Good morning, children. It's nice to see you all back once again. Today, in our virtual class, we are going to learn the second poem, unit number 2, the second poem with the title Our Casuarina Tree, written by Toru Dutt. So, we started the second unit last week with a prose lesson. Today, we are continuing from where we left. After the prose, we have a poem. Well, poetry itself, you know that it is a spontaneous overflow of emotion. Here in this particular poem, let us try to understand the title, which the poet has given, Our Casuarina Tree. Now, it is a type of tree, and you would have seen this particular tree, Casuarina tree, which you can see in a school campus as well. I think in the picture, no, which is given in the textbook on the screen, you can see, where you can see crimson, no, crimson color, red, no, very bright red color flowers and some nuts like things are hanging. No, you can see the branches and the leaves over there. You can find this tree in the entrance of a school as well. So, our Casuarina tree. So, what does the poet try to tell through this poem, Our Casuarina tree? So, as we learn poetry, we know that a poetry is an imagination from the poet's point of view. So, through our Casuarina tree, she wants to describe certain things which makes her to think, no, when she thinks about our Casuarina tree. So, before we go in depth into the poem, let us learn something about the poet Toru Dutt. So, we'll go to the next page and you can find what is given about the poet. So Toru Dutt, she lived between 1856 and 1877 during the 19th century, was a Bengali poet from the Indian subcontinent, so who wrote in English and French as well. She was the third daughter of the family. The Dutt family was a family of distinguished intellectuals and poets. She also had the advantage of being taught by excellent English tutors at home and later on of the long stay in Europe and England. Toru, with all her exposure to and involvement in Western life and culture, loved the land of her birth and remained thoroughly Indian in her consciousness and sensibility. Even though she lived in a Western country, but her conscious, no, she was always thinking herself as an Indian and lived as an Indian. Besides her well-known collection of poems with the title Ancient Ballads and Legends of Hindustan, she has to her credit a volume of poems in French titled Chef Gleaned in French Fields. Our Casuarina tree, the most well-known of Toru's poems, was included in her miscellaneous poem. In her collection of poems, Toru Dutt's Casuarina tree has been added. So this is one of the best poetry of Toru Dutt, and also it has it has a very good structure and it has a very good great message, which I hope all the students will enjoy this poem. So our Casuarina tree. Now I said what is a Casuarina tree? Now most of you, once you grow up and when you look back your childhood days or your teen early teen days and all, you will always get that nostalgic thought. There are certain things which make you to remind the people around. For example, a tree which was near your house, and many of your friends in your locality, you all would have played in that tree. Now every time you see that tree, or you come after many years and look at the tree, the thought which comes to you is the kind of happiness which that tree gave to you. Not only tree, the house which you lived in the past. When you go back to that house, memories, isn't it? You get memories. The kind of people, the friends who come to your house, the relatives who come to your house, and so many thought. All these things, which sometimes human beings give us memories. But like that, even all these non-living things and trees also gives us all these memories. So one such tree is our Casuarina tree for Toru Dutt. This tree is giving her that nostalgic thought during her childhood days. She and her family and friends, they used to play with that Casuarina tree. Now she's grown up and she has gone out of India. Now she's living in Europe, in France, England, Italy, in all these countries she's living. But even though she's far away from the tree, but the tree is giving her so many old memories, the people. So now she has grown up, and all the people with whom she played, they are no more, they are dead. But this tree is not stopping her from giving her all those thoughts. Now what kind of thoughts those trees were giving her, and how it gives a message to her, or how does it give a comfort to her? That is what she's telling in this poem. I hope the moment I gave the introduction of the poem, you would have understood that it is going to be a very emotional poem. I think you are very eager to know what is the message of Toru that in the poem or Casuarina tree. Let's go straight away to the poem. So take your textbook and take page number 52, and you can see in the screen. Okay. Or Casuarina tree. Like a huge python, there are 5 stanzas in this poem. Let's go by each stanzas. The first stanza, like a huge python winding round and round, the rugged trunk indented deep with scars, up to its very summit near the stars. A creeper climbs in whose embraces bound no other tree could live, but gallantly the giant wears the scarf, and flowers are hung in crimson clusters all the boughs among, whereon all day are gathered bird and bee, and often at night the garden overflows with one sweet song that seems to have no close, sung darkling from a tree while men repose. So in the first stanza, she's looking at the tree and she's telling, like a huge python. Python is a kind of snake, which goes round and round, it, which winding round and round the rugged trunk, indented deep with scars, up to its very summit near the stars, a creeper climbs in whose embrace is bound. Now, underneath there was a creeper. Creeper, no, it goes round the tree or stick or whatever you keep it, no, it goes round and round. So here in this Casuarina tree, there was a creeper which has grown from beneath, and it has gone round and round through the tree's trunk. The trunk part of the tree, it has gone like that. It is gone like a python. So like a python. So there, that first line itself, you can find the figures of speech there. So the figures of speech implied there is simile, because comparison, like. So like a python, the creeper was going round and round the trunk. The rugged trunk indented deep with scars. No, so because the creeper went round the trunk was having scar mark, no, because the creeper has gone deep inside the trunk. So there was scar mark. What the poet is telling, no other tree would have borne or would have been able to bear the scar which the creeper gave. Only this Casuarina tree was able to bear the scar mark which was given by the creeper, which is going round and round like a python. A creeper climbs in whose embrace is bound. But here it is not painful for the tree, because the tree loves to embrace the creeper. So whenever you get that's what, no, when you get scar mark out of love, it is not painful. When somebody, because we are always ready to forgive, the evil things which are our loved one or people whom we like very much, when they do, we are ready to forgive. But the same, a small error, the person whom we don't like makes it looks like a very big mistake. No, that's human nature. Likewise, here she tells, like as if the tree itself loved to have that scar mark given by the creeper. No other tree could live, the next line, but gallantly here means bravely or heroically, bravely, the giant wears the scarf, and flowers are hung in crimson clusters. And very boldly, courageously, the tree is holding the scar mark which is given by the creeper, in crimson clusters all the boughs among, whereon all day are gathered bird and bee. Now, no other tree could live. So no other tree will be able to bear this scar mark which this creeper has given. The giant means the tree here, the giant, wear the scarf. It takes that scar mark like a scarf. That is what the covering of the creeper is, like a scarf. And flowers are hung in crimson clusters. You can see in the picture over there, like crimson cluster, no? Crimson means deep red in color. You can see how the flowers are hanging there. In crimson clusters, all the boughs here means branches. In the branches, you can see all the crimson color flowers are being hung, whereon all day are gathered bird and bee. And all throughout the day, what is gathered in the tree, bird and bee. You can see birds and bee always, that is, this tree is enjoyed or liked not only by her, but by so many other things. Here you can always see a bird there, a bee there. And often at nights the garden overflows. And often at night time the garden will overflow with what? The garden will overflow with one sweet song that seems to have no close. That at the end of the day, when it is about to become dark, the tree will be overflowed with music which are sung by the birds, which comes and settles on the tree. Sung darkling from a tree like men repose. Sung darkling, no, it is almost becoming dark. That birds which sing during darkness, usually they mention nightingale. Nightingale is an imaginary bird, and it is believed that this bird starts to sing during darkness. So with one sweet song that seems to have no close, they can hear such a beautiful song being sung at night when it is darkness, as if the song had no end at all. Sung darkling from a tree while men repose. Repose means when men come to rest. When men come to rest. So this is the first stanza. To summarize, what does the poet say in the first stanza? The poet says that the tree has been used by the creeper like a python going round and round the trunk, and he says no other tree would have been able to bear the scar mark which the creeper gave. But maybe he thinks out of its own love, the Casuarina tree would have loved to have that scar mark, that is the creeper going round its trunk. It looked like as if the tree is wearing a scarf. And he says that this tree, the poet, she tells about the beauty of the tree, as she says, she can see clusters of crimson color flowers hanging in the branches, and throughout the day she can see all birds and bee are gathered there. And often at night the garden here means the tree, the place where the tree is situated, here she can always hear a sweet song sung in that darkling, when it is in the darkness. And usually the birds which sing in the darkness, they mention it as the nightingale, and while all the men are at rest, the birds starts to sing. This is the first stanza. Now let's move on to the second stanza. When first my casement is wide open through at dawn, my eyes delighted on its rest. Early in the morning, the moment I get up, casement here means a type of window. I open my window. First thing, what does she do? Torudat, she opens the window and she looks at the tree. At dawn, in the morning, my eyes delighted on its rest. The moment she looks at the tree, she gets delighted. She becomes happy. Sometimes, and most in winter, and sometimes during winter season, on its crest at the top of the tree, a grey baboon sits statue like alone. Baboon, here it means a monkey. At the crest, at the top of the tree, a grey baboon, a large monkey, sits at the top of the tree like a statue without any movement. The baboon sits there watching the sunrise. And what is that baboon doing here? Happily it is looking at the sunrise, or else it's happily basking in the sunlight. Watching sunrise while on lower boughs below the tree, in the branches, his puny offspring leap about and play. His puny here means very weak. His puny offspring, the young one of the monkey, the puny offspring, leap about and play. It jumps from one place to another place, and it is playing in the tree there. And far and near, Gokilas hail the day. And far and near, just far away on the tree at the other side, you can see Kokila. Kokila is a kind of bird. The bird, which has been, which you can compare to the Kokila, is just the cuckoo bird. So what does this cuckoo bird do? It sings. His puny offspring leap about and play, and far and near Kokilas hail the day, hail cheer. The Kokilas, by singing, they bring cheer, they bring happiness. The singing bird, they start singing and bring happiness over there. And to their pastors, went our sleepy cows, and on the other side, no, just beneath the tree, there were all sleepy cows which were sitting. They slowly start rising and walk to their pastures. Pastures here means where the grazing land is called pastures, no, where they can find grass to feed. Slowly the sleeping cow stands up, and slowly it makes its walk, and until it reaches the pastures. And in the shadow, and in the trees shadow which falls down on the broad tankas, on the other side, no, down beneath there was a tank. The shadow falls on that tank, and what you could see on that tank, by that hoar tree, that white, hoar here means you can see white frost, white snows, so beautiful and vast, the water lily spring like snow en masse. So on that tank above, that water was there. On that water they could see water lilies, white water lilies, growing on that tank, at the top of the tank. That looked like as if the grass is covered with snow, no? Like that it looked. The water lilies on the tank look like the snow covered on a garden. So here is another simile, the water lily spring like snow en masse. Like snow en masse. En masse here means gathered in a mass. Like how snow has been covered throughout. So this is what is the second stanza. I think in the second stanza, Toru that tries to tell the beauty and the way she enjoyed the tree early in the morning, especially during winter season. I think you understood the second stanza. Now let's move on to the third stanza. So I want all of you to take the next page. Okay. But not because of its magnificence, dear is the Casuarina to my soul. But the poet here, she wants to remind, not because this tree is so magnificent, isn't it? Extremely beautiful in all ways, all birds, all animals, the surrounding of the tree, everything is magnificent. I am not liking the tree just because it is magnificent. Dear is the Casuarina to my soul, but this Casuarina tree is very close to my soul. Why? That's what the poet is going to tell now. Beneath it we have played, though years may roll, O sweet companions, loved with love intense. Because beneath these trees I have played with my friends and with my family. Years may roll, so many years would have passed by. The people who have played with me are not with me now, but I can't forget the moment which this tree gave me during my childhood days. That is why I love this tree so much. Oh sweet companions, loved with love intense. No, they are still very close to her heart. She couldn't forget all the companions who were very close during her childhood days. For your sakes shall the tree be ever dear. For your sake, because for the sake of my loved ones, this tree will be always very close and dear to me. Blent with your images, I can see the mixed images of you whenever I look at the tree. Mixed images of different people, different memories. So it is giving a mixture of images in my mind. It shall arise in memory till the hot tears blind mine eyes. And this tree keeps on giving me memories until my eyes are blinded with tears. That is the tears of the memories, the nostalgic thought which you get, those people, the moment, the kind of happiness it gave. So it blinds her eyes the moment she thinks about the happiness she got. What is that dirge-like murmur I hear? Now she's telling that I can hear a lament. Dirge means a mournful song. But now for a moment I can hear like somebody crying. That here, like the sea breaking on a shingle beach. It is like a shingle means a rock and pebbles. Like how in a sea, water, the waves come and hit against the rock, isn't it? That is what is called shingle beach. On the shore, how the sea water comes and hits. Likewise, I can hear somebody crying and passing through closer to me. It is the tree's lament and airy speech. Now she says that not only even she assumes that even the tree is lamenting, the tree is crying at looking at the mist people who played around her. Because as years pass by, even the tree will become weak, the tree will lose its branches, leaves, and it will be about to fall. Sometimes the tree also, there are very rare trees which lives for thousands and thousands of years, but not all the trees are of that category. So here she feels as if even the tree is lamenting. The sound which she could hear, no, like how sea water is coming and hitting the shingle beach, like how it is coming and hitting the pebbles of the rock. No, she says it is the tree which is lamenting, an eerie speech. Eerie speech means strange and frightening speech. As if no, the tree couldn't speak at all. It is feeling for missing all those small children who played there. That happily to the unknown lands may reach. The lament. Now she's not in India now. Now she's in European countries. But the cry of the tree, she's telling, it can be heard even if you're in unknown lands, even if you are not in your native. Now she's not in a native place now. She's not in Bengal. She's in far other away country. But she says the tree's lament could be heard even if you're in unknown land. So this is what she wants to tell in this third stanza. Here she says she doesn't like the tree just because it is magnificent, but it is something very close to her soul because all her loved ones have played with her. Played, no? The trees gives the memories of all her friends and family who played in that place, and now she's missing it, and she's almost her eyes are filled with tears, and not only that, she can also feel like the tree is also lamenting at the loss of all these small children who played around that tree. That's the third stanza. So we have two more stanzas. Now we'll move on to the fourth stanza. Unknown, yet well known to the eye of faith. I have heard that wail far, far away in distant lands by many a sheltered bay. Unknown, yet well known to the eye of faith. See, unknown. Which one? The tree is not known now, but it is known to the eye of faith. Eye of faith, to the spirit, to the real physical eyes. You can't see the tree, but to the spirit, she can still see the tree, and she can feel that the tree is lamenting for them, lamenting, crying at their loss. I have heard that wail far, far away. I can hear the tree lamenting, crying, mournful cry. In distant lands by many a sheltered bay. I might be in distant land and I might be in another bay, another shore. Now, bay is a place where there is small land inside the sea, near the sea shore. Even though I stand in a bay in some other country, I can feel the tree lamenting at their loss. When slumbered in his cave, the water ride. Like how when somebody is sleeping in his cave, the water wraith. Like even when I'm sleeping inside my house, like a ghost, the water comes and tells that the tree is lamenting for you. And the waves gently kiss the classic shore of France or Italy beneath the moon. Even though I am in a house, in a cave in Italy or in France, but I can beneath the moon. I might stand there in a bay, in a seashore, but the sea, the waves which are coming and hitting, it comes and tells me about the cry of the tree. That's what she tells in this poem. And when earth lay tranced in a dreamless swoon, and every time the music rose before, mine inner vision rose a form sublime. When earth lay tranced, when the earth is almost is coming to a halt, half conscious state, the earth is almost coming to a rest, half conscious state in a dreamless swoon. Swoon here means faint from extreme emotion, almost fainting. The earth is almost about to faint here. And every time the music rose, every time I heard the music coming from before, my inner vision rose a form sublime. Every time I can hear music coming inside my mind, I can find my inner vision a form sublime. Inside my inner vision, I can find something sublime, very magnificent. So when all the earth is coming to an halt, everything is not busy. At that time, I can find an inner vision where I can see the magnificence of the tree with its music. That's what the poet says. Thy form, O tree, as in my happy prime, I saw thee in my own loud native clime. In my inner vision, I can see the tree as I saw in my native clime. Native means in my native, clime here means climate. I saw in my native climate. I can just feel the prime, the early days, the kind of blossom, the kind of robust, how green and how green, no, was that tree. Same vision I can get it in my inner vision. So in this fourth stanza, she says, no, that she's getting an immortal feeling that the tree will always live forever. And inside her vision, though she is in some other country, she might be in France or Italy, she gets the same thought as if she's watching the tree close by. So that is the fourth stanza. And now finally we come to the last stanza here. Therefore, I fain would consecrate a lay unto thy honor. So therefore I fain here means eagerly would consecrate, make something for you, make something holy, to dedicate something for the tree, a lay, I'll put down gently something unto thy honor. I'll honor you I'll honor you in some means. That's why she's written this poem. That is also a tribute to this tree. Tree beloved of those who now in blessed sleep for aye repose. Now I know all the people who all played with the tree, who when I think about the memories, the kind of people who all have come, all are in repose. All of them are at rest now. All of them are no more. They are all blessed to be at rest now because their journey in the earth is over. Dearer than life to me, alas, were they. But these are the people who are more valuable than my own life. They are more valuable than my own life. Where they, mayst thou be numbered when my days are done with deathless trees. Now here, mayst here means that's a second person singular. No, like you. So he's telling, you all will be remembered or you all will be numbered when my days are done with deathless trees. Now she's addressing the tree that we all will leave you and go. All the people who played, no, they all are no more. Tomorrow even she might go. But she wants the tree to be there forever. That she knows that is not possible, but that is what is the dedication or the tribute which she wants to make to the tree. She wants the tree to be immortal. It should not decay at all, like those in Borrowdale, like the trees which are in Borrowdale. Now what is Borrowdale? So Borrowdale is a kind of immortalized tree. Immortalized tree means the tree which doesn't have death. So this tree is mentioned in a poem by William Wordsworth. So he mentions that in that poem, a tree called Borrowdale. He makes it as an immortal tree, a tree which doesn't have death at all. She wants this Casuarina tree also to be like that Borrowdale, under whose awful branches lingered pale fear. Now beneath that tree, Wordsworth will say, like beneath the tree, all these things will be there. What? Fear, trembling hope, death, the skeleton, untime the shadow. So all fear, fear of the future, the present, the thing, the death, every hope, everything is under the tree. Likewise, only is human mind also, isn't it? All these thoughts are with us as well. So here she says, I am having all these thoughts in my mind, all these qualities I am having, but I want my tree to be immortal. And though we converse, that would thy beauty fain, oh fain rehearse. I know that I'll be weak like every other tree. This tree also might become weak and the beauty might be lost, but I want this tree to rehearse, repeat. May love defend thee from oblivious curse. And only one thing which she wants is this tree should live forever. Oblivion's curse means this oblivion, a state of forgetfulness. Curse, that is, it will disappear, isn't it? Oblivion's curse. One day we all lived here, we will disappear. Likewise, one day there was a tree, the tree will disappear. She doesn't want that thing to happen to this tree because this tree has given her plenty of memories for her to be happy. Even though she was in a faraway land, still that tree has given her fresh thoughts of her childhood memories. So that is the love which she is having for her tree, the Casuarina tree. Because she loves the tree, she wants the tree to escape from the oblivion's curse. That is, she knows that after few years she may not be there, but she wants this tree to have immortal life. So that's what is told in the fifth stanza. I hope, as I mentioned earlier, you would have understood that how a nostalgic thought it makes you to get very emotional. The more and more you think about your past or your childhood memories, Still, the more and more you grow up and then you look back in your past life, even you will get such a thought like how Toru that got it. I hope this poem also would have given you some of your nostalgic thought right from your early days, no, early days in your life. Either you would have spent that in your school or your early memories in your house as well. I hope you all enjoyed this poem. Until I meet you with yet another topic, this is your English master Saravana Chandra signing up.